Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Logistics Lounge episode 2, as well with Karl Heinz.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Karl Heinz. Thanks for being here again.
I'm happy to be here.
Um,
Always.
Today again, Ada Metrologs. First episode, short refresher. We talked about EDI. Today we said, okay, let's talk a little bit about factory works. What is factory works? More as EDI. That is one important topic. Software as a service, like we mentioned in the first episode. So what I'm always saying, if somebody asks me, and Karl Heinz will step in a second, I say Factory Works is not a software. Factory Works is a tool package where we can build software to your needs. But Karl Heinz, please step in.
Yeah, that's correct. So Factory Works is software as a service, and it covers many aspects of a factory or of running a factory. In the first episode, we talked about EDI as a service, where we provide EDI service to our customers. But beside of EDI, Factory Works supports other capabilities. And the capability we want to talk about today is capturing data from the shop floor.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. That brings me to the question, why Ada and Metrologs? Important thing, replace Excel. We still see today quite frequent Excel. Excel is a good tool, nothing against Excel, but I don't believe that Excel is a data capture tool. And the manual data capture, gives a lot of challenge.
Mm-hmm. In many situations, we still experience today that information from the shop floor is captured by tally sheets. Then they are entered into Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah.
And at the end, they might be, or this information created in Excel or documented Excel might end up in a MRP or ERP system. But what we want to do, or what actually should be done to initiate the digital transformation, is to replace tally sheets, yes, replace Excel spreadsheets, and provide a single source of truth. That's, in short terms, digital transformation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Factory Works can certainly support the journey of the digital transformation of any manufacturing organization. And it does not mean that the implemented or accepted systems have to be replaced. No, that's not the case. But the accepted, more or less accepted and established systems should be integrated. White spots should be closed. And this could be done with very little effort and very little budget with software as a service.
We had this year, it's a Southern Quality Summit, a really nice demo setup. So if somebody interested, we can show that. Quality data capture, where? So that's...
Quality data capture is one data point, for example, in a factory. So we can capture the quality data manually with tablets, with scanners, right? This is possible. We also can capture quality data with sensors. We can use cameras. We can use profile scanner sensors, and the implementation of those kind of IoT devices is not that difficult anymore than it has been a couple of years ago. So this kind of technology can be implemented very fast with reasonable budget, and it would basically be used to substitute enhancements of the current PLC implementation. So imagine you have some machines and they are not capable to provide information. Usually you have to retrofit them for a lot of money. You have to replace the PLCs and add sensors to that. Yeah, that's one possibility, but this is usually the most expensive option.
Yeah.
So to add IoT sensors, to add technology like tablets and scanners is usually less expensive solution.
Yeah. That's true. And we even tested this with some quite cheap tablets. I think it was around $50 on Amazon with a, I think, $15 or $20 Bluetooth scanner, and it works quite fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, as well, if we come back, what we discussed in the first episode, capital expenses, quite low. You don't need to get high-class iPads, even if you can.
Yeah, there's always the balance between this low-end device and the rugged industrial setup device. But how many tablets low-end tablets you can purchase for a rugged tablet? So it depends on the use case by itself and the setup.
Yeah, and it's especially if it's for a short-term project or needs to be have quick installation before you need to go 2 or 3 budget rounds. Most likely you can get it from your credit card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you talk about CapEx, sure, the devices are CapEx, right? But supporting software is just an expense because it's software as a service, and software as a service does not require any licenses. It's basically a subscription, and at the end you get, or the software by itself is not that interesting part of the software, but the result of the software, the transparency, the data, and so on, that's the value of the solution by itself.
Yeah. Interesting topic to the rear. So we say production, assembly, and please step in, Karl Heinz. Important, it doesn't need always an active internet connection. So we can capture data, and data will be submitted when you are back and have cell service, or you are back into your Wi-Fi. Especially interesting for factories where you have some dead spots, possible
for the backyard,
bigger outdoor yards where you store cars or things like that.
Yeah, the solution we provide has the capability to buffer the information, so you can collect and capture the information without active internet connection. Yes, you need at some point of time the internet connection. We have to get the master data to the tablet, and we have also to get the collected, captured information into the cloud. But the ongoing operation and usage of the device does not need necessarily an active internet connection. But when talking about active internet connections, it's always better to have the information in real time or close to real time instead of having the information the next day for what happens in the shift of the last day.
That's absolutely true. We are more thinking about short-term projects where you need to park cars at an airport. Want to do some quality inspections. You don't need to build up a completely Wi-Fi. You don't need to buy cell devices for everything. You go back to your main station. Data will be submitted and is in the system.
And with the technology we provide, we can adjust and configure workflows very convenient. Mm-hmm. So each capture job has different, or capture activity has different requirements in regards of the workflow. And those workflows can be defined by the users by itself, so that the task is error-proof based on the workflow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which is represented on the device.
Yeah. So why? You mentioned it, Karl Heinz mentioned the single source of truth. What we like to talk about is data silos that seen frequently in the past. You have a lot of data in different databases, different systems. The idea here is, I say, one single source of truth, Karl Heinz. That's
basically what Excel does. Excel basically closes the white spots. If all the used systems were that perfect, nobody had the need of or for Excel spreadsheets. But because we are living in a real world and not in a perfect world, there are some gaps, there are some missing capabilities, and those missing capabilities can be closed and gaps can be closed, white spots can be closed with software as a service added to the current infrastructure used.
Yeah.
So there is no need to replace everything, to throw everything away for a lot of money. Simply define or analyze the white spots, close them, and support the single source of truth. While talking about the single source of truth, it does not mean that, let's say, such a supplemental system takes over the ownership of the data. No, that's not the reason. So we can use data from any system, and this data is replicated, it's forwarded by APIs or even by simple automatic scheduled CSV reports, so that we have the same level of information in the software as a service system than it was on the leading system, for example, the WMS system or the ERP system.
Yeah. I think that is an important topic, like you said, when we talk master data. No one wants to have its part master data managed in two systems.
Correct.
So that's
So therefore, there should be an interface between it and between our solution and the leading system for that case of for that piece of information, and we support any interface, even quite some old-fashioned file interfaces, but any interface technology is supported.
I mean, and I think that's interesting, especially if we talk about implementation times and structured implementation. You always can start with a system and possible file transfer relatively quickly. Nearly every system can export data. We can quite easy import in factory work X. Next step can be to automate the data transfer. But I think for a quick setup, this old methods sometimes are still very useful.
Exactly. So when we talk about implementation time to capture quality data, for example, is less than a week. So the only hassle might be the setup of the master data, but the system can be switched on and is available in less than 1 week. And as said, the biggest effort is to get the master data required to run the system.
That makes sense. So example, I like examples. So I need to do a quality sort in my receiving area as a supplier. Of course, I'm not sure. We had some quality problems. We need to take the data. We need to capture the data. Need to take pictures. We want to inform leadership if something is not okay. And we want to have a daily and weekly report to our customer and suppliers. That's
that's
a good use case.
That's a good use case. That's a common use case for our software. So it's not just the capture of let's say some quality data. We support also audits, right? Layered process audits, and our software allows to create tasks in case of deviations. It supports automatic notifications, and because we don't enter or record the quality data on tally sheets and enter it the next day into Excel, we have a kind of real-time information, and whatever the thresholds are, we can notify in different what-if scenarios, the different escalation levels.
Yep. So our shop floor team finds a deviation on the shop floor, documenting the deviation. System can trigger an alert to the quality manager, but system as well can generate automatically or initiate, example, an AD report, VR reporting that goes then to the different stages.
Correct. Yeah. That's also the common use case for system.
It's good. How is it with past data? Let's say that. Let's say I know I had part number ABC, and part ABC had 3 times in the last 12 months dents or scratches. Can we show that as well to for operators on the shop floor?
Yeah, sure. So whatever data we have in could be represented at the right time with all the history. So that's a common use case for it.
Yep.
But one thing is important: when we ever capture data on the shop floor, the data has to be visualized on the shop floor. So the operator has to see what happens with the data he enters, right? So if they push the button, if they enter some figures in the system, they have to be visualized in real time so that they see that the information they capture is used.
Yeah.
Because if they don't know what is going to happen with the information, they consider it as a black box, and they might not enter the data in the correct manner. So therefore, the critical or the most critical success factor in digital transformation is to visualize the data there at that location where the data is entered.
Yeah.
So this means you have to have dashboards on the shop floor, dashboards at that place, at that location where the data is created and entered. That's my experience from all the implementation and rollout projects we did in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So if you don't visualize it, there is no acceptance by the operators, and maybe not even by the supervisors.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I mean, in this state of technology, it's quite simple to get smart TV, some type of monitor, bring it into your Wi-Fi, web-based system. So you build us a dashboard and we can show it. And important thing, like Karl Heinz said, it's live updated.
Exactly, notification to smartphones, right? So the management needs to see the information, and actually they not only need to see the information, they want to run operations by exceptions. So if everything is smooth, they don't want to know everything about it. But if something reaches a threshold, then there should be the notification to initiate an action.
I think what really can be a nice support, I always liked it, I still like it, is digital shop floor management. When we go in our morning rounds as shop floor leaders, right, we all have the same information. We can show a digital dashboard, like Karl said. Talk about non-conformance. If there's non-conformance, we can go and drink our morning coffee. But I think that's one really important topic.
Yeah, so the benefit of visual digital management is that you have the information in real time. You don't have to basically take an image of the whiteboard and get the image somewhere to the office and someone enters the information into an Excel spreadsheet. No, you have basically the data in real time, and you also have the history of the data. captured. You don't lose the history, because if you wipe out a whiteboard and it's not captured, information is gone. And there is
I think we all realize that at least once in our career, coming back in a conference room, where's my drawing?
Exactly. And another thing is, especially in critical situation, there is no value of information if it comes 1 or 2 days later.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to have it in real time or in close to real time to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
And that's digital transformation, and software as a service can provide this capability without getting into competition with the established systems.
Yeah. It's more augmentation in certain scenarios.
Exactly. It's an extension or an improvement of the capability.
And another good thing, it can always run as a staggered approach. We can start with data capture. We can go further with data capture. We can later on possibly integrate EDI if you need the data, or API.
Correct.
From the data capture into another system.
Starting with data capture, quality data capture, then adding equipment performance capture to it, getting into supply chain visibility, adding some more dashboards. One simple solution could be to visualize the incident dashboard, right? In many lean operations, you see the incidents in the gross. Something like that can be digitalized with the solution. So there are a lot of applications which could basically replace the manual visualization and data capture with such a solution.
Yeah, I like that. I remember the days where it's the first of the month to clean all your slides and papers and reprint and put them away, and then you need to search what was my numbers in August 2023 because I want to compare it to August 2024.
Exactly.
Yeah. And as I say, I really think that is a great tool, especially what I always see patterns. It makes it feasible and simple to see patterns. Is it always that my errors go up before break? Is it Friday before my people go into the weekend? Is it possible Monday morning because they are not completely awake? It can show us a lot of trends, give us a lot of direction where we need to look.
Exactly.
And I mean, support us to find the root cause, what brings us back to AP, CAR reporting. Yeah, that's really interesting. So important, I think, quick implementation times. No CapEx, we tried possible some devices where we can go into a pretty wide range from low cost to high-end devices. We can handle it. Next interesting thing, as I say, we can augment systems. Not that we want to replace everything. We don't have to replace everything. And main important part, software as a service can be as well implemented and supported from non-IT teams. We are secure. We have a lot of security assessments. We have not talked about that, and we talked about it in episode 1.
Yeah.
So rewatch episode 1. We don't need to go in detail.
No,
but
the systems are as secure as they could be in the cloud.
Yeah.
Those systems are assessed on a regular basis. So we know exactly that our systems fulfill the latest requirement of safety and security in the cloud.
The other two important topics: reliable and safe, in easy words. Anything to add, Karl Heinz?
Yeah, so whenever you detect a white spot, or if you want to, let's say, start the process of, or the journey of digital transformation, together with ADA, we're going to provide a return of investment assessment.
Yeah.
So we have a return of investment calculator, and we can show you not only the cost, but also the savings of a solution. And the interesting part when we talk about cost and savings is cost dimension is, in my opinion, not that critical. Or yes, we have to spend money, but the point is, at the end, it doesn't matter what the costs are. The most important thing is, what are the savings, right? And I mentioned it already in episode 1. We should not spend $1 to save a dime.
Yeah.
It has to be the other way around.
That's absolutely right. Our daily business when we come in as consultants, software consultants, or logistics consultants. So again, I think this ROI calculator is a really great opportunity to get in contact with us, get to know us, see what we are capable of doing. Even if you don't need the solution today, you never know. As we said, especially quick implementation times. Of course, we come into situations, so you already know us, you already have some information, and we are there to support.
Right. We're here to support you and to support your operations.
And even more important, we are not only here, where here is at this time the US,
Alabama,
right? But tomorrow we are as well in Germany, not me, but Karl Heinz tomorrow flying back in Germany. So you have as well German-American connection very well set up, what can give you a peace of mind, I think.
Yeah, and we cover the time zones with support. So there is no basically hesitation because we cannot cover the US time zones or European time zones. So everything is covered.
Thank you, Karl Heinz.
Thanks, Jens.
Thanks, everybody, for listening and watching us. Again, please like and subscribe. Shoot us a message, as I say, return on investment calculator, very interesting. Any other questions, please reach out to us. And we even would take suggestions for one of the next episode. As I say, what we still have open, we'll talk about web EDI, important thing. We have some other idea, but please let us know what you like to talk about.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.